I've been struggling to complete my goals, and I've come up with a diagnosis for this problem. Distractions. Every day, something around me is making more noise or flashing brighter than my immediate goals. And that's because the economy of the world has shifted. What was once a system of new products and market demand has shifted into a market of entertainers and those who are entertained. Creating a system where the currency is your attention and everything around us will act bigger, louder, and shinier to get your attention at all costs. Video games, dating apps, social media, streaming services, news outlets, all these things purport themselves as catalysts for solving some sort of problem. But in reality, once you've solved your problem or fulfilled your need, that tool gets put away. And that is the exact problem. You never put them down. There is no winning or completion of a task or goal. The only goal is to keep us playing the game forever. And these distractions, these trivial things keep us stuck in a tiny pond, forever swimming in circles, trained to just swim around and around, despite the fact that we have legs to stand on. Every time I set out to complete some sort of task or goal, there's something that gets in my way or gets me distracted, whether it be my phone or my Switch. These things constantly distract me and pull me away from my productivity. So I decided to set a goal. For the next 7 days, I'm going to completely get rid of my biggest distraction. So on my phone, I'm going to be deleting the social media, and on my Switch, I'm just going to put it away in my closet. The social media because it accumulates so much wasted time on my screen time, and my Switch because it doesn't align with my current goals right now. I have my own video game goals, and those are fun, but right now I hope that pushing that aside for now will give me more time and more focus to commit to the goals that I have for this week. The first morning had a slowness to it. The slowness I was experiencing came from a lack of stimulation. Without the social media on my phone to scroll through while I did my morning routine, things went by a lot faster than I expected. I was gonna commit to an idea that I'd had for a long time now. I was gonna go on an adventure. Very quickly, I learned what I liked about my way of adventure. I remembered I love a nice drive. In a way, it means I loved the small things that add up to something more than the finish line. Getting to enjoy the music I was listening to, going at whatever speed I chose, running around the road, filming anything I felt was worth filming. I'm at my destination right now, the Wind Wolves Natural Preserve, and this is not something I would have done, nor thought I would commit to if I didn't have an element of boredom, I think. Because I wake up each day and what do? I get on my phone, or I get on my computer, I play some games, do all the things that I don't wish to do in that moment. And what I really had a desire to do was go out and adventure and do whatever it is I wanted to do. If I had free time, well, I wanted to spend it out discovering things, out taking trips, out filming things, out talking to this camera in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of a field. Getting out here to discover it and film it and have this adventure, it never would have happened if I didn't get rid of my distractions that kept getting in my way. I think I heard a falcon screech. Just a fucking That was cool. See, more stuff you get to see when you're not at home. The goal for today was reading some of Marcus Aurelius' Meditations. While I had the book on hand, ready to get started, I just had trouble getting past the nagging of my subconscious telling me to do something else. And do what else? I tried looking for the answer on my phone, but there's no options in there anymore. I tried to fill some time with a few chores, but eventually I had done all of them. And there it was, waiting for me. I guess I had nothing else to do, so I started. I think I figured out why I didn't want to read this book. So, it's not that it was boring. My whole justification for reading it was, it's something I should read, or, oh, I should get around to that. Let's do that one next. When it's not where my interests lie right now. So, it's getting shelved for now, and I'll come back to it later. But for now, what I'm currently interested in is power. The 48 Laws of Power. This book is catching my eye right now, so I'm going to spend the rest of the time reading this. At first, day 3 was going to be me doing some writing, but I wanted to read a little bit more of the book first, and I had a few more pressing matters to be done today. I had to finish some psychology homework, I had to go to my woodshop class, and I had to plan the big trip at the end of this week. This week started with me taking a trip to a local nature preserve, and I hope this week can end with me taking an adventure up to the coast and exploring all of my favorite spots and some places that I haven't been to before, with the end goal of walking across a huge line of wave breakers and taking a photo I've always wanted to get. So I really needed to sit down and plan all the details about this trip alongside all of my other tasks for the day. So this is an activity I like to do every time I finish a book. However, right now I have not finished this book, so I'm actually doing it before I normally would, so that I could include it in this video. Now, once I finish with a book, I like to look through it and check for parts that I had underlined or highlighted. And this portion reads, "And patience is a supreme virtue of the gods who have nothing but time." And once I have a portion that I like and I would like to save for later, I have a little bit of a system. So I use this note card system from Ryan Holiday, if you've ever heard of him, the Daily Stoic dude. And he has a little system where if he reads, he takes notes, and then he adds them on our note cards. It's used as this sort of bucket of knowledge, because our minds are not for storing ideas, they are for coming up with them. And it's our job to make it so we store them properly. And that's why I have this right here. My system is I like to have a quote, I write the quote at the top, I highlight it, I put the page number, and then I write my thoughts and feelings about it underneath in context. And once I do that, I stick it in my little system, my storage system, which just a box here, and it's got all of my note cards with their categories and they're organized. I've done around 70 of these myself. As Jordan Peterson has said, writing is the deepest form of thought. And that is because once you write, you have it solidified, and from there you can edit and rework and understand exactly what you were thinking because you put it in writing, instead of it being in your head constantly being remelded and reused and reworded and reset and regurgitated to the point where it changes every time, like a game of telephone with yourself. And you actually understand what you think about subjects, and you can actually purposefully change what you think based on new experiences and information that you add into your own little database. Just one more day before I have to leave for the coast tomorrow. The days are flying by at this point, but right now I have to get ready. The morning of, I had just a handful of things to do before I was ready to go. I spent so much of this week prepping for what I wanted to do, and soon enough it was time for me to go, and after just a few-hour drive, I had made it. And after securing my parking, it was time for me to start my adventure. This is one of the coolest places I've ever been inside. The cars are going by, but there's just so many fun little knickknacks, toys, and things that I can take pictures of and B-roll of and walk around and explore. It's so much fun. After a day so full of adventure, when the sun finally set, it was time for me to go find a place to sleep. The plan for today was different than it was yesterday. We were heading up the coast to Morro Bay, home of Morro Rock and lots of sea life, and a place where I want to take my shot, a bit of a bucket shot for me. The wave breakers that keep the bay calm has a tower at the end of it that plays a sound in low visibility so ships don't hit the rocks. I want to climb across these rocks all the way to the tower and take a shot of it, looking down. But we're still a bit far away from that, so I have to get there first. I finally had the peace to do what I wanted. I don't have a phone yelling for my attention, apps desperate for me to get on them, Pokemon to hunt on my Switch. I have me, myself, and my camera, and a little curiosity to guide me where I go. I get to walk across the bay, soaking in every detail I can. At this time, my internal clock finally slowed down. People always say the world is moving too fast. I think the opposite is true. We are moving too fast for the world. We try to experience the world through our devices and absorb so much information and other people's experiences that we get so spun out of our bubble of life. I'm willing to bet that if you identified your distractions and either partially or entirely got rid of them, you would find the same peace of mind that I get on my adventure here. I know that's not exactly what a YouTube video is supposed to be telling you, but give it a try after I tackle these rocks. Okay, so I've made my trek over here, and it was quite a long walk, but, well, because I stopped to do Pokemon and shots, but here is the problem. That is the problem. huge swell, unlike any I had seen here before. It takes a balancing act across dry rocks and turns it into a battle with constant waves and the danger of slipping and falling across jagged rocks. But did I finally come this far to turn back when I finally faced my ultimate goal? I mean, it probably would have been smart if I did. Soon into my march, I take a fall. Everything that led up to this moment right now, this entire week where I purged my life of every easy distraction and fully challenged myself to do things that would build myself up every day. The filming, the writing, the planning, the reading, all of this has led me here, and it's not time for me to settle just yet. I pushed forward, getting hit by wave after wave, but as soon as I made it to where I wanted to be, I got ready to take my shot. There's definitely a case to be had for playing it safe earlier, but it's too late for that now anyway.